Why do women only like jerks who treat them like shit?
Why do guys only want bitchy bimbos who walk all over them?
My titties surpass any of you American titties.
My gonk blues.
My massive fucking jugs, you fools. Glad the first part's over. That witness was quite a character.
I bet he'd love to be in one. In a crime drama. He'd end up making it a comedy, though. You leave my sweet boy alone.
Our precious baby boy.
I'd hate it if poor Espella was found guilty because of his shaky testimony. But at least now it looks like we might be able to get Espella a not guilty verdict.
Yeah, I hope. I hope that cheered Espella up a bit. Oh, she's not happy. I forgot about Dark Law.
I'm gonna say it. She's hot.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's reading my newspaper.
Maybe it's just me, but she doesn't look pleased. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's you. I appreciate your efforts, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Mom.
But while I understand your drive to win this case...
My Phoenix drive?
Oh, no! This is not the time for your personal ambitions. That's what we're calling those.
I don't...
I told you before, didn't I? That Espella is pleading guilty, and that you should accept the proposed punishment. This incident has already been settled between our school and the police. But Miss Darklaw, Espella could be innocent. Believe me, it will be in Espella's best interest if you end the trial as soon as possible. The more this trial drags on, the more traumatic it is for this poor girl.
I'm sorry. She may be saying that she's guilty, but is she really?
In any case, Mr. Wright, we don't want our school being shoved into the limelight because of this case. So if you could please refrain from picking at meaningless details, such as that toy, get this trial over with quickly. This is your client's wish, Mr. Wright.
I understand. I'll do my best.
It's a relief to hear that. Let's go, Espella.
Yes, Miss Darklaw.
What the heck was that all about? We've been busting our butts in there trying to prove that Espella is innocent, and she expects us to give up now?
Why are you yelling at me, Maya?
Pouty Maya
But
Sprite.
3D Maya Sprite isn't real, it can't hurt you. But when you think about it, Darklaw's acting very strange.
Her own people's on trial, and she just stands around reading other people's newspapers.
Yeah, what's she so busy reading about anyway? Nothing about Espella in that paper. Was she checking the soccer scores or something?
Football!
Football? I do like that they don't make, like, since Phoenix is an American, they make him, like, say the American slang for things. AKA the correct things. The break is almost over. We'd better go back.
The 3 words.
Flynch looked really confident about this new witness. I'm Espella's defense attorney. I'll stand by her no matter what.
It's gonna be whoever supposedly got attacked, right?
Mayhaps.
It's Espella?
The court will now reconvene. Prosecution, is your witness ready?
Of course, Your Honor. Bailiff, please bring her in. Yeah, the bailiff's the big muscle man. Ooh.
Witness!
I don't know how I feel about this.
State your name and occupation.
My name is Olivia Al Dente.
Al dente?
The warm winds of the Mediterranean Sea carry the spicy scent of a seafood stew.
We get it, you're very Italian.
A hot Sicilian stew that soothes the hearts of sailors braving the raging waters.
What? Why do you have, like, a belly shirt, like, chef's...
Dude, the Layton games are doing something with their designs. They're making choices.
They are
Les
making
be
very
decisioni
strong
così
choices.
ad il nostro mare.
She's heavily Italian. Yes, Miss Al Dente is employed as a cook on the freighter where the crimes happened.
A cook? That's interesting attire you're wearing, Miss Alden. Okay, it's not just us.
Yeah, okay. The judge always has to make a comment on the sexualized characters.
Do you want me to take her, or do you want to take her?
No.
Okay.
I already have two ladies.
This is my work outfit. It gets very hot in the kitchen, you know.
I'm sure it does when you're in there.
Getting pretty hot in my pants. Nice to see the judges remaining impartial.
I like that the judge is like, I was getting a little gay in here until you walked in.
It's too many men in this room.
Miss Al Dente discovered the defendant in the cargo hold when she went for supplies.
She found a Spella? That would make her the crew member that Johnny saw fighting with the Spella.
That is right, Mr. Wright. Miss Al Dente was the first person to discover the intruder.
Then she is the victim of assault. Hit her with a steel pipe. How cruel. I thought he was saying, like, hit her.
If I'd only,
Get her!
Get her again. She's not dead. This is an Ace Attorney game.
if I'd only had my precious knife with me at the time, I'd have shown her my essential cutting skill.
What? She just made like a paper doll of London Bridge?
A potato? No, she peeled a potato.
Nick, look at that. She's an expert potato peeler. Wife. Get her.
Why?
Like,
Get her. She can peel my potato.
well, yeah, that's an expression in Ireland.
That's what
You better
circumcisions
watch
are
out
called.
around her. Peeling the potato?
Hey, Doc, I need you to peel the potato.
Right now? Here?
No. I'll keep that in mind. Witness, we will now hear your testimony. Describe to us what happened in the cargo hold.
Certamente, gladly.
She's grooving.
Yeah, like, it's not just the belly shirt, it's that she's, like, constantly gyrating.
I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 p.m. I found that girl hiding and clutching one of them bizarro toys. She made as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed a pipe. She's short, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge, but she hit me on the head, and I blacked out for a few minutes.
For a few minutes? Christ, everyone in this game is, like, superhuman.
According to the medical report, you suffered a laceration to your head, correct?
Ah,
If
that...
someone conked you with a pipe so hard that it broke the skin and you were bleeding out of your head,
You would
You,
die.
like- yeah, you would be, like, unconscious for a few minutes and then you would die. You wouldn't wake up again.
It's covered by a chef hat, so you can't see it now. But when I chop up veggies, it hurts in the rhythm of the strikes. Chop, chop, chop.
Take it off! I mean, the hat.
The hat. But I mean, if you're willing. Sounds terrible, Miss Al Dente.
I should have been more careful, but she looked like a little piccola girl.
Why does she keep smooching her knife?
She likes it.
Olivia is much taller than Espella.
Yeah, Spell's about the same size as you.
That is not the first time they've made a short joke about Maya this game. I may be short, but I'm well proportioned. That's what. Maya? At least my titties are big.
I mean, you could stand to improve.
They're not as big as mine.
I thought you were gonna make a joke about me and not fucking Flynch. They're not as big as my big basangas, you fool. My titties surpass any of your American titties.
My gong honka blues.
My massive fucking jugs, you fools.
Alright, that's enough for this guy.
That's what he said.
The decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt.
Oh.
This is a photograph of the defendant's fingerprints on the steel pipe. It's chocolate.
It's cum.
As you can see, the fingerprints are very clear. They were left by the assailant. They've already been examined and found to be those of the defendant.
Ah, well, that settles it. This is undoubtedly decisive evidence. What? The fingerprints on the weapon are Aspella's?
Just to put your inquisitive mind at peace, Mr. Wright, there were no other fingerprints.
This photograph shall be added to the evidence.
I have warned you, Mr. Wright. Further examination is but a waste of time. Riddles and challenges you must face if ever you are to leave this place.
He's a fucking dungeon master.
Nick, what do we do now? This evidence clearly points to Aspella.
We lose. We're pleading that Aspella's not guilty. And if she's innocent, then this witness is lying. All we need to do is expose that lie.
He's wearing gloves.
I've got to think straight and focus on finding the truth.
Your Honor, she's wearing gloves.
Your Honor. She's still the one that got injured, though. She got taken to the hospital. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Then why would she lie about that?
Why is she fucking grooving?
Wouldn't you? You had to check supplies at that late an hour. Must be tough being a cook.
No, the saying, a thirsty sailor will drink the old Mediterranean tea.
No, I don't, actually.
That's why I always need to make sure we're properly stocked up, sweetie. Is she making those sayings up?
The incident occurred at 10:20 p.m. when Smiles was doing the rounds.
I see. Understood. And what happened in the cargo hold?
Hold it!
The defendant tried to escape.
She had nowhere to run, though, because she was at the far end of the room. I'm really good at catching chickens that try to run from the knife, so I got her. Rapidamente.
That is...
That's horrifying.
Yeah, Christ. When you caught her, things took a violent turn. You chopped her head off?
Yeah.
Like a chicken?
Yeah, she was so small, you know, you wouldn't think she had it in her. There was a steel pipe propped against the wall right next to her.
Was it the pipe from this picture?
Yeah. She picked it up and held it in both hands. And then...
Hold it!
Bam! You're sure it was the defendant that swung the pipe at you?
Is it me, or does Phoenix look like beefier than normal?
He does look a bit beefier.
You know it was the defendant because her fingerprints were found on the weapon. Yeah, wait, something's up with those fingerprints, man.
Why are they bothering you?
I don't know, like, how would I hold a pipe? I'm trying to figure it out.
I mean, you have a tool you can use.
What, my hands?
No, your penis. What else?
Oh yeah, hold on. Oh, go back to the chef.
This is important for the experiment.
Hold it!
Do you remember the moment you were hit?
Sort of. It was dark, so I'm not exactly sure how it happened. You see, I'm clever with my fingers, but not that good at dodging steel pipes, so I got it.
And you're positive there was no one else at the crime scene that was turning into Edgeworth? That man?
Yep, that cute guard suddenly walked in, sort of nonchalantly. Now that I think about
You
it...
think I'm cute? He's still here?
The door suddenly opened and I turned towards it. That must have been when I got it. It was his fault.
Eh?
Oh, I'll have my revenge. They say my special spice blend is too strong for human consumption.
Gosh, she's gonna kill him.
I don't think you will ever be able to taste chocolate afterwards.
Oh no.
Oh, poor Johnny Bravo.
She says while smiling. Scary.
Objection!
You're claiming that the defendant swung the pipe at you? Well, that's impossible.
Why do you say that, sweetie?
The defendant's fingerprints were found on the pipe. However, there's a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Impossible!
That is most interesting. Well then, the defense shall explain. What in the photo of the fingerprints contradicts the testimony?
Position of, or would it be position or location?
I'm not sure.
These are
Which one do you...
kind of interchangeable position, I'd say. Because, like, they're upside down.
It's the position of the fingerprints, Your Honor.
Oh, the position.
According to the witness testimony, the defendant held the pipe like this.
His plan is to just cover the fingerprints with his own, so they can't.
In order, I really like they did the extra detail of like having him actually like use it. In order to hit the witness on the head, she raised the pipe like so.
That is precisely what happened. She did.
She's turning Irish.
And then she struck from above. But here's the problem. Think about it. The fingerprints that she would have left had she done just that.
What are you getting at, Mr. Wright?
Look closely at the way I'm holding the pipe. In this situation, the fingerprints would look like this. The thumb is above the fingers.
Indeed, there's no doubt about it.
She was grabbing the other end to stop the chef from hitting her.
Now take a look at the fingerprints that were actually left on the pipe.
Goodness!
She's holding it from the other side.
The thumb is below the other fingers.
What?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Miss Al Dente.
What is it?
Had the defendant attacked you as you described, the fingerprints would have been the other way around, which means something's not right with your testimony.
I like that he never straight up says you're lying. He's always just like, there's a contradiction. There's something wrong here.
Yeah, she has a little like bear mascot on her skirt.
Order, what is the meaning of this? These fingerprints were submitted as decisive evidence. How come this contradiction was not brought to light before?
No!
Miss Al Dente, what do you have to say about this? Excuse me, Miss Al Dente?
Know how to bring out the full sweetness of a sweet potato?
Huh?
You use a pinch of salt. Interesting, right? You use salt to make something taste sweeter.
I'm not following.
I remember it now. It was the other way around, not as you expected.
I hit her.
Sorry, I'm guilty. I'm sorry, I got a bit confused. You'd normally hold a pipe like that. But she's so small and the pipe is heavy, she held it the other way.
The other way?
Not like this. She held it in this way.
But how'd she bonk you like that?
But you testified that she fiercely swung the pipe at you.
I'm telling you. I got confused. Livia, sorry, okay?
How could you mistake the way she held the pipe if she was right in front of you?
Oh, why don't you go fry an egg? What does it matter if she held it one way or the other?
I'll go fry your eggs.
You wouldn't call a slightly salted sweet potato a salty potato because it's still a sweet potato, no matter what you add to it.
The witness probably has a point.
That's the most pained thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's such a small line, but it's so beautiful. Somewhere in there, she's probably saying something that makes sense. Isn't she, Mr. Wright?
Maybe?
The defendant attacked the witness, holding the pipe backhanded. Seems a bit unnatural, but does make sense, I suppose.
Indeed it does, Your Honor. There's no problem with this evidence after all.
Does the defense agree?
No. How do you hit someone like that? If I agree there are no problems with this evidence, we'll be one step away from losing this case. There's gotta be contradiction somewhere in that fishy testimony. Could Isabella have hit Olivia holding the pipe backwards?
Proof there's a contradiction.
Well, Miss Al Dente, I'm afraid that you're in a pickle now.
I don't really see why.
Adding a pack of lies to a testimony can turn things very sour for a witness.
It seems the defense is prepared to prove its claim. That there is a contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Correct, Your Honor. I won't know until I try.
The defense shall not present evidence to the court. The evidence contradicting the assertion that the defendant hit the witness holding the pipe backhanded is...
Hit with a long, blunt object, because the side that she hit it with wouldn't have been long at all. It wouldn't have been able to reach her head.
Exactly. Miss Al Dente, you previously testified that you were using that hat to cover the wound you received in the assault.
It's normal for signores to cover up things they don't want others to see.
Or signor, that, I don't know. That's not all.
Signoras, I think.
You also described the defendant as little, if you recall. That is to say, Miss Cantabella is, at the very least, shorter than you.
I've grown tall and healthy thanks to the wonderful Mediterranean sunshine.
Let me ask
So
you
you
then,
live in England.
how did a girl shorter than you, holding a heavy pipe backhanded, manage to land a blow to the back of your head? I'd say it's impossible.
Hmm.
The fingerprints on the weapon show that the defendant held it backhanded. But even if she didn't, it's highly unlikely she would have been able to hit Al Dente's head like that.
Order! I will have order! What is the defense getting at?
Even if it was highly unlikely, it cannot be proven that it was impossible. Miss Cantabella's fingerprints were found on that pipe, Your Honor. Nothing can change the fact that it was the defendant who held the weapon.
So, does the defense have any comments?
Can't deny that. It's clear that Espella did hold that pipe. Put that pipe down, Maya.
She held it like this, right? Why would she do that? It'd be hard to hit anyone like this. She was trying to stop herself from being hit.
When she holds it like that, it looks as if...
The court recognizes the validity of the prosecution's objection. Fingerprints on the weapon prove that it was used by the defendant.
Objection!
The defendant's fingerprints may be on the pipe. However, that doesn't prove that she hit anyone with it.
Objection!
Nonsense! What else? Why else would she pick up a steel pipe?
Objection!
Oh, I think I've got a pretty good idea.
Well then, the defense may elaborate on its idea.
When I say next, we'll turn this trial around. The defendant's fingerprints were left on the weapon when she...
Tried to defend herself.
when she attacked Miss Al Dente. Well, naturally. She held the pipe with both hands when she stopped it from coming down on her head.
Stopped it!
With both hands. That's right, like this.
Please take another look at the photo. These are not the fingerprints of an assailant, but rather the fingerprints of a victim who was defending herself. Which brings us to the conclusion that Miss Cantabella didn't attack the witness. She was in fact a victim, desperately trying to defend herself.
This cannot be.
And if Miss Cantabella was a victim, who was the real assailant? There's only one person who could have done it.
Johnny Smiles.
The only other person at the crime scene was Olivia Al Dente. It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah!
Order! 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 Second out of order, the court will be adjourned.
Be quiet, all of you!
Oh, she's got Neil.
You just don't quit, do you?
I don't like where this is going. Oh! Okay, it's safe.
A lousy like you, lawyers like you should get the chop. How about I show you my knife up close?
Have you lost your mind, Mr. Wright? The witness is the victim, not the assailant. There are no fingerprints other than the defendant's on the weapon.
Look at the witness's outfit. She's wearing gloves. That's why she left no fingerprints.
You prickly sea urchin.
But you cannot be sure she was wearing gloves that night.
The witness has called this her work outfit, so she must have been wearing it when she went to check supplies.
You devious lawyer, slippery as an eel. It was me because I had gloves on, as if it was only me wearing gloves.
She's the only one in the courtroom wearing gloves.
There was that guy. The guard, he was wearing gloves too.
The guard! Oh, was that the previous witness?
Oh, that's right. Gloves are part of the guard's uniform by regulation.
See, that guard Johnny, he was wearing gloves that night too.
No, he got chocolate on his flashlight. Chocolate fingerprints.
What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Then you're claiming that the assailant is the person who had gloves on. That would make the guard a suspect as well.
I like as soon as the evidence relates to Johnny, I immediately get it.
Could Johnny be the culprit? Impossible.
Impossible. He's too much of a sweet baby boy.
Johnny Smiles is not the culprit.
Why not? Anyone with gloves could have done it. Didn't you just say that?
No, I didn't.
You said it's regulation to wear gloves. He never follows the rules. We learned that from him.
However, it does seem plausible that the guards could have done it. He was wearing gloves after all.
He was supposed to be wearing gloves.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Your Honor.
And I have proof.
Yep, you do.
Fascinating. Let's see this proof if you really have it. Please enlighten us as to why Smiles cannot be the culprit. Provide the proof.
Take that!
Mr. Smiles is, to put it nicely, what you may call a free spirit. There is no guarantee he would follow the rules and wear his full uniform. And this evidence proves he did not wear the gloves.
Oh, wait! Don't throw that filthy torch at me!
Will someone please wipe the chocolate off this evidence?
He likes his chalky.
No, Your Honor, this chocolate is the evidence.
What?
Mr. Smiles was snacking on a chocolate bar during his patrol. That's why his flashlight is in this sorry state. And covered in his chocolatey fingerprints. Therefore, we know that he didn't wear gloves when he patrolled the ship that night. Rule-breaking, chocolate-loving Johnny Smiles was not the culprit.
What? What? That's ridiculous! It's too silly!
That's Johnny. Your Honor, the defense has merely pointed out a possibility. They call this a witness a criminal without actual evidence against her is preposterous. Well, we just got evidence.
The prosecution's duty is to clear what doubts there may be regarding the defendant's guilt. And I have I've demonstrated that there is, at the very least, a possibility that the witness is not telling the truth.
the very least, Spella Cantabella is not innocent. As corroborated by PC Badger, the toy that she attempted to steal.
What was that? Did Olivia just freeze for a second?
Prosecutor Flynch, explain to the court about this toy, this new piece of evidence.
This is the stuffed toy the defendant tried to steal that night.
Ah, one of its legs would appear to be missing, the poor thing.
This mishap befell PC Badger as the witness and defendant were fighting. The captain of the freighter reported the damage after the defendant's arrest.
So this is the stuffed animal Olivia snatched from Miss Bella.
I see. The court would like to hear the witness's testimony regarding this evidence.
Witness your testimony. Excuse me, witness, you have been asked to testify. There didn't seem to be any food in that storeroom. She said that she was down there getting ingredients.
Because they're made out of flesh, the PC badgers.
I'm so sorry,
They're
I
just
got a little upset
puppets.
from all these accusations.
Hey, Sam.
I'm not used to this, to be calling a liar.
Yes, it's only natural.
I don't like the noises.
Don't worry about that. It's all that slimy attorney's fault.
Why do I feel like an eel on a chopping board?
Because I called you slimy.
A little slimy boy.
The witness will not testify. Tell us how you retrieved this toy from the defendant.
Gladly. Oh, il nostro mare.
I wonder what she's saying. I don't get it.
Whatever she said, I'll make sure this is the last time she says it in court. I'm like, if he's gonna kill her. Dude, Ace Attorney and their girls with beauty marks. Swear to God.
I wrestled this toy back from that thief and then gave it to the police. When I found the girl, I thought I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo. Naturalmente, I had to get that toy back from her at first. Its leg got ripped off, though.
Never
But there is-
forget the clown girl. Was it Spirit of Justice?
Yeah, it was Spirit of Justice.
Where the judge is like, those are some big bouncy balloons you have there.
Nice, excellent tits, ma'am.
But there's no way I could have attacked her with the pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand. I don't remember much about when I was hit, but I got the toy back at least.
I see. What a commendable attitude, going to such lengths to protect the cargo.
I may not be a security guard, but I'll do what it takes for the sake of our ship.
For the sake of our relationship.
Yeah. Oh, we're on a relationship. Didn't do much good in the end. This PC Badger is way too damaged to be sold.
These lovely toys are made at the workshop in London. We transport them down to the River Thames, distributing them to children as we go.
He's just like Santa Claus, like throwing them off the boat.
Didn't she call them Bizarro toys earlier? Now suddenly they're cute?
And what about the fingerprints on this toy?
It is a soft toy after all, so no usable fingerprints were found. Don't run a blacklight over it, though.
Well, that's unfortunate. Regardless, the court accepted into evidence. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
That's
I love that little thing.
Hold it!
The precious cargo was picked up from London?
Yes, the workshop where they make them is by the River Thames. We come to pick up the cargo regularly.
As it's a regular direct delivery service, we do not see a need to investigate the cargo.
If you confiscated our cargo for inspection, I wouldn't be able to carry out my cooking experiments.
Confiscate? What the heck is she cooking it with exactly?
Contraband.
Johnny, we need to cook.
Yes, ma'am. I think we can all see how committed Miss Al Dente is to her work, if you can call it that.
Commitment and passion are the main ingredient of every dish I cook.
Well, wait, wasn't the yeah, wait. Present the tag on this
Objection.
Yeah.
Because that toy still has its tag.
What's going on here? I didn't even read that. The stuffed animal you submitted to the police. Is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one. No doubt about it.
I'm sorry, but if that's the case, things simply don't add up.
What doesn't add up?
What about the leg? It's, that girl's fault. It got ripped off because she wouldn't let go.
No. The problem is not something that's missing from this stuffed animal. On the contrary, it's something that shouldn't be there in the first place.
Something that shouldn't be there?
And that is, of course, this item.
That's...
This is the final piece of evidence received from the guard, Mr.
Damn.
Smiles.
We love Johnny Smiles.
We stand him in this house.
When I seized that girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice.
And what would that be?
It would appear to be PC Badger's tag, Your Honor.
Strange, isn't it? Something was definitely ripped off this plushie. But it wasn't its leg. It was the tag. You noticed it too.
Where did you
Didn't
pull
you?
that eel from?
Don't worry about it. Miss Al Dente. If this is the stuffed animal that Miss Cantabella was holding when you found her, then why is the tag still on it?
Yeah?
I'll chop up your eel, Mr. Wright.
No!
Order! What is the meaning of it?
Hey, you tasteless-looking prosecutor over there.
Yes?
What's this about the
me?
tag? You didn't tell me anything about that.
If you'll please calm down.
It's no use blaming the prosecutor.
Huh?
He didn't even know this tag existed.
Objection.
Witness, I had not been informed of such evidence. If you had this in your possession, why didn't you hand it in to the police? Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, it's because I'm a Chad. And my expert advice to myself is that I'd better keep this as my secret weapon. So I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial.
I'm a carpenter. For better or for worse, this tag's existence has only recently come to light. Neither the prosecution, nor you, Your Honor, knew about it before the trial.
But then, why is there a tag on this toy? How come this toy is a tag?
The answer is simple. There is a tag on this stuffed animal because...
The toy was swapped.
There's only one possibility. Miss Al Dente, before handling the plushie into the police, you swapped it for another.
Duh. Listen to yourself. Why would I even do something like that? It's ridiculous. And that's right. That tag must be a fake.
A fake? Why would you think that?
That chocolate freak must be trying to frame me. That's what it is.
Objection.
Mr. Smiles has no motive to do something like that.
Objection.
No motive? It doesn't require much thinking to come up with the one. He wanted attention.
Yes, what he said. The god liked to show off. That's all there is to it.
Did Johnny produce bogus evidence to draw attention to himself? He would never.
I mean, knowing what we know about him, it's at least possible.
It's an interesting theory, but it's impossible.
And how do you know? I'll taste you like an onion.
Anyway, Was Mr. Smiles lying? That's an easy way to find out.
What?
How do you plan to check it?
By checking the fingerprints, of course.
Fingerprints? Ah!
According to Mr. Smiles' testimony, when he sees Miss Cantabella, she was holding the tag in her hand. Therefore, her fingerprints should still be on that tag.
Is that pocket in the back of her skirt where she keeps putting the eel?
It's the eel pocket.
Well, let's have this evidence investigated immediately.
She has an eel pocket behind her.
That's where it's kept.
That was awesome, Nick. We almost got her now.
Mr. Flynch, I have a question for you.
We almost got her right in the eel pocket. Well, what is it?
When you searched the crime scene, did you find a toy without a tag?
Ah, well, Mr. Flynch, did you?
No, we, considering the circumstances, it did not seem necessary to investigate quite so thoroughly. He said that like 8 times. We didn't investigate. But at the very least, I can tell you that all the toys in the crate had tags on.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
It appears no stuffed animal was found without a tag, which means that it may still be hidden at the crime scene. Your Honor, the defense requests that the ship be searched thoroughly this time. Send a forensics team there immediately.
You're requesting another search.
Objection!
What? Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Whether the toy is swapped or not, it doesn't matter in the least. They're all the same. Any of them will do just fine.
That is exactly why it's important. All these plushies are the same. There's no need to swap one for another. And yet... why is the witness getting so worked up about it?
That's just...
I had a feeling that there was something odd about this case. A stolen stuffed animal, and an assault connected to it. There had to be more to it. There had to be another crime under the surface.
Nick,
This is it. What should I do?
the search.
Your Honor, the defense insists on a search. Should a plushie without a tag be found on the ship, then there's a strong possibility that this case will be resolved.
Objection!
The prosecution does not acknowledge... Oh!
You can't! No, you can't search it again! You just can't!
Witness!
Miss Al Dente, why did you swap the stuffed animal? And why are you so afraid of having the ship searched? PC Badger holds all the answers.
What's she gonna do to that fish?
I say, Mr. Wright, could it be that you already know the reason behind the swap?
Of course, I don't have any definitive proof. But
That's just a given in Ace Attorney.
when it comes to pointing out a possibility, I might have something.
Very well then, let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence that would explain why Miss Al Dente is against the search?
Or, no, the jewelry. She's the jewel thief.
Take that!
Nope.
There's a certain article in this newspaper. Elusive jewel thieves at large in London. Scotland Yard on red alert.
Oh, that robbery! I've heard about it, of course. A group of thieves robbed a jewelry shop and made away with about 50 pieces of jewelry. Many extremely valuable stones were stolen as well. Scotland Yard's under great pressure to find them.
All packages sent out from London are being scrutinized by the police, except for this boat. And what does it have to do with our case? Nothing.
I beg to differ. The jewel theft took place in a London. Not London. I mean, not a London. In London, and that's where
in an alternate London.
And that's where our freighter picked up its cargo.
London? It can't be. Witness. Just hyperventilating.
That night, you discovered the defendant in the cargo hold.
They hid the jewels in the badgers.
She was holding one of the plushies. You knew how you had to get it back. You had to get it back at all costs. But why go so far for a mere plushie?
I'd like to hear the voice direction on that. I was just breathing.
There's only one possible reason. You couldn't afford to have the police discover what was inside of it.
Oh. She's dead.
I love that breakdown so much.
We have just received a report from the team investigating the crime scene. This toy was hidden between a storage unit and a pipe.
Ah.
The toy has been cut open and the contents examined. And this was found inside a pink diamond worth approximately £100,000.
Panther diamond.
There it is.
We have also received a report from the crime lab. The defendant's fingerprints have been found on the tag.
Do you have anything to say, Miss Al Dente?
Oh! Big tail print.
I
on her
lost,
face.
didn't I?
So you're...
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of the jewel thieves. My role was to get the loot out of London. The police never checked the regular shipments from that workshop. We decided to take advantage of that blind spot.
Indeed, the regular director livery service has been overlooked by the police.
Possibly because that workshop produces the very mascots representing the police.
The other crew had nothing to do with it. I used their ship, that's all.
It was you who hid the jewels inside the plushies.
There was one jewel in each toy. I was carrying them away one by one.
The defendant happened to pick one of the toys up.
I had my heart stand still when I saw that girl in the cargo hold. Whenever I was free, I stood guard in front of that room, and yet she got in somehow. So there she was in the room with the hidden loot, one of the toys in her hand.
So how did Isabella get in there?
I don't know if she was trying to steal the toy or what. But I just had to get it back from her, no matter the cost. Then I hunted in a different toy. Made it look like it was reaped in the fight.
That's pretty creative, because they started by accusing Isabella of theft and assault, and
Yeah.
it ended up with this lady being accused
Grand larceny.
of a different theft and assault.
It would have been over for me if the police had found any of the jewels.
But wait, who was it in the end? Who hit Olivia?
Oh, I almost forgot about that.
At first, I thought it must have been that little girl that hit me. But now I don't know.
You don't know?
No one else was supposed to be in that room. But what if there was someone in the shadows? Some mischievous person hidden in the darkness.
Like Professor Layton. Have a look.
I have a puzzle for you. How hard do I need to hit you to crack your fucking skull?
How many bonks does it take to knock in a skull, to keep in a skull, Chucklehead?
This is most unusual case. Cannot be said that all mysteries have been resolved, but it's become clear that Miss Cantabella is innocent. Well then, Mr.
Did he not? Yes, Your Honor.
It seems that I owe you thanks for helping us see the truth.
Seems like Flynch has a very specific fetish.
He has a cucking fetish.
Like a fish fetish.
No need to thank me, Your Honor. I was just doing my job. Oh, like I always do.
Is that really the smartest thing you could have come up with?
And Mr. Flynch.
Yes, Your Honor. You're fired.
This trial is part of the League of Attorneys exchange program, wasn't it? May this trial serve as a lesson for you too.
The League of Attorneys sounds like the worst band of villains in DC Universe history.
Is that understood?
Ooh.
Oh, little baby eyes. It's like that one scene from Always Sunny.
Which one?
So there was a lawyer who is like terrified of people seeing his hands because he thought that they were too small. So he's wearing these big fake hand gloves.
Oh yeah.
And then he did an Ace Attorney like point across the courtroom, and his hand flew off. And he was like, "Don't look! Don't look! Don't look!" As he managed to get it.
I need to see that scene.
Well then. The court has reached its verdict. I pronounce the frames destroyed.
Okay, they're nice.
Okay, it was really bad for a second there.
Yeah. There was not enough cheering for that.
Oh. Is it me or do those guards look off?
They do look
They
weird.
look like too short.
They did kind of short. No, I think when they were originally making this game, they realized that Phoenix would have fucking towered over Layton, like next to each other, so they had to like bring Phoenix down. Because like Layton character proportions do not match like Ace Attorney character proportions well.
Like Ace Attorney has like tiny women and big beefy man meat. And like Layton does not match up to that.
Yeah, thanks. Guess I should be happy. And now I'm even
And then there's
happier.
her. She's like really tall compared to Maya.
But
Maya
Dark-
doesn't even come up to her shoulders.
Fucking Bayonetta's daughter over here. But Darklaw's cold gaze is staring daggers through me.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You are better than I thought. Had I known earlier, I would have asked you to prove Espella innocent from the very start.
I'm glad you're happy about the verdict.
Espella, come and thank Mr. Wright. She's got the book.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Well, glad I could help.
Hmm? Hey, Espella. What's that big book you've got there? Oh, please forgive her. She's a bit shy, you see. She's very fond of books. At any rate, now Espella can return to her peaceful life at our boarding school. And it's all thanks to your hard work, Mr. Wright. Now please excuse us. We have some formalities to attend to.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mr. Wright, you were truly outstanding in that courtroom today. Farewell. May we never meet again.
She had a little cat pin on her fucking bag. I just saw that. That's cute as hell.
Which...
It's finally over.
You know, something's still bothering me about this case.
Huh?
The person who hit Olivia, where did they go?
That's true. We don't know who actually assaulted Olivia. If it wasn't Espella, it must have been another person at the crime scene.
But neither Olivia nor Johnny saw anyone else.
The room was dark, save for the emergency light. Sure, someone hid in the shadows.
And Johnny was wearing his sunglasses.
And Johnny was wearing his sunglasses. I'm amazed he saw anything at all. He missed all those clues, so it's not much of a stretch to imagine he missed the perpetrator, too.
He really sucks at his job, huh?
Yeah, but he has a good heart.
How
about we head back now?
Okay, let's go check out Tower Bridge while we still have some daylight left.
Oh,
What is it, Maya?
there, on the couch. Isn't that Espella's book? It is the book she was holding. We should return it to her. Hey, Nick, let's
Are we
see
gonna
what
get
kind of stuff
Reading
Espella
Rainbow
likes
too?
to read.
Just quit it, Maya.
It's all porn.
Labyrinthia.
Every last
Oh
word
god, the
is smut.
frames.
Uh-oh, they didn't like that sound.
Huh?
Just take a look in a book. It's Ace Attorney.
Attorney.
Maya, look.
Huh?
Look at my cheeks, Maya.
Hey, Nick. Look,
I didn't know I was that
it's us,
thick.
isn't
I had a
it?
fat ass, Maya. Fucking magic treehouse.
Hop on the magic school bus.
Cute. Alright, that's where we're gonna end it though.
Do the Mario swing your arms from side to side. Come on, let's go. Let's time to do the Mario. Mario, oh, get it now. You got it. It's the Mario. To the Mario swing your arms from side to side. Come on, let's go. Time to do Mario. Mario. Step and then to that.